I'm Carla. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Carla, the founder of the Feminine Energy. This is my dog. Oh, see, this, this, this is my dog. He said I wanted to be in the video, Miss Ball. So there he is. It's a Chihuahua, and yeah, that's so far it's his favorite place. So I'm basically robbing his favorite spot at the moment. So I wanted to talk in this video about the difference between being entitled, a woman being entitled, and a woman being in her feminine energy when it comes to dating and relationships. And these two are very completely different energies. And I want to explain in this video what is one and what is the other, and how these different energies attract different type of men and different type of dynamics in dating and relationships and in your life in general, because this doesn't apply just to dating, this applies to everything else, but we're talking about specifically in dating in this video. So because we hear a lot of videos, and if you are dating and you like to listen to videos about leveling up, and we hear a lot of videos from many different people saying things like that a woman has to have standards, needs to know what she wants, needs to level up and want the best for her life, and that it's all true, absolutely. uh, we need to have high standards as a woman. We need to know what those standards are, because each woman has their own set of standards of how they want a relationship, how what they want in a man, what they want to be treated, how to want to feel in a relationship. So absolutely. But there's a lot of entitlement as well in many of those videos, and I had people asking me in the feminine energy group on Facebook about these kind of things, about um, what is the difference between being entitled, this sense of entitlement, and feminine energy. So just to give an example, what is this sense of entitlement? So it can be things like, you're the prize, I I'm not gonna pay for a date because you're the man, you pay. Or for example, I'm not gonna drive to meet a man. I'm the prize. He's gonna drive to me, and you know, this sort of things. It's very aggressive. If you notice, even my tone of voice when I was saying this, it's kind of aggressive. It's very, and the reason why it's very aggressive, because it comes from your feminine wound, you know. And I'm not saying this is right or wrong, that a woman shouldn't pay for a date or shouldn't drive to meet a man. I'm not saying that is wrong. What I'm saying is that the way you express it, the way you feel those things, in this case, when it's very aggressive, when it's kind of almost angry, it comes from a sense of entitlement, like, I'm the prize, I'm the best, and a man needs to almost crawl to if in my presence, or if he wants my time, and etc. And he has to do all this list of things for me, just for me to go on a date with him, and etc. So this all comes from a sense of entitlement, and this happens a lot with women who have been, in the past, they had no standards. They would accept, they would accept sometimes any type of treatment. They would be taken advantage by certain types of men, or being even abused, or being mistreated. So when they wake up and realize all they accepted in the past, they gain this sense of self-worth and self-esteem and self-love, and they want to level up and have standards, and don't accept those things anymore, and want the best now for her future and for her present. But they become so angry, for what they accepted in the past and how they let certain men treat them, that they gain this sense of entitlement. They gain this sense of, no, I'm on a pedestal now, and you have to crawl to come and get me. And what is happens with this energy of entitlement is that the type of men that you're gonna attract probably is not the type of man that you truly want. Because if you want to be in your feminine energy, you probably want a masculine man. But you want a masculine man who is a healthy man, who is kind, who is empathic, who is but is very stable and solid and confident, and he lives from his heart, not from his ego. So, but when you have this sense of entitlement, you're not in your heart. You are on your ego, basically, because if you see yourself like you are on a pedestal and men have to almost, crawl to get to you, or because you're the prize in it. So you are in your ego and you are in your wounded feminine energy, and what's going to happen is that will attract a certain type of men where they look like a provider, they might look like a protector, but in reality they are very feminine and they are very wounded themselves, and the things they do, if they pay on dates, they drive to you, they pick you up, they plan the date, and etc. etc. They do all those things, but they are doing it to get validation from you. They are doing that to get your attention, to get your validation, because they are insecure, and they basically are doing that for those reasons. And the same for you, because you are also, with that sense of entitlement, is also a way that I want validation. I want a man to treat me really like a princess. I want a man to treat me right, etc. Because I am seeking that attention. I'm seeking that validation that I am in my feminine energy now. I don't settle anymore. I don't let men treat me bad anymore. So I want to be treated properly because I want that validation. So it's basically two wounded people that are going to attract each other, and or you're going to attract an abusive kind of person, an abusive kind of man, who will use those things that he does, or even lifestyle or money or etc. He's going to use those things to control you and to take advantage of you, but pretending that he is a provider and a protector, etc. But he's still from going from his ego. So this is very different, from being in your feminine energy, because when you are in your feminine energy, I'm not going to, you still have standards, of course you do, and you should have high standards, but it's very different from being on a pedestal when men have to crawl, almost crawl to get to you, and to go through all these jumping hoops, and said to get to you, to get you on a date, etc. It's very different, because when you are coming from your feminine energy and from your heart, not from your ego, you have high standards. You only accept what those standards are. You only accept good treatments and how you want to be feel and how you want to be treated, and etc. But the reasons you're doing it is not to seek validation, it's to seek a truly masculine healthy man. You want a partner, you want a, in terms of masculine feminine energies, you want your equal it has to be an energetic match. I'm not saying an equal in 50-50 type of thing, that both have to pay for half of the dates. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, energetically, you are a match. You are an equal, masculine and feminine. So then the dynamics of that relationship is going to be different, because he is a man is masculine, you are a woman, in are feminine, and probably he is going to do all those things that you want. He's going to pick you up, he's going to pay for the dates, he's going to plan the dates, he's going to protect you, he's going to take care of you, he's going to give the world to you and treat you like a princess, and he's gonna see you as a prize, and he's gonna do all of that, but because he adores you, because he truly wants to give to you from his heart, because he truly adores you, and you are a match, and you are compatible, and you want to live a very good life together. So you don't it doesn't need your validation, it doesn't need your acceptance, it doesn't need your attention. It does that because it's the way he is, and it's the way he chooses to be in his masculine energy. And you accept that because that you are in your feminine energy, you are open to receive, you are being kind to him, you respect him, you know you are sweet to him, you are being, and all those things that it makes him even fall in love even more with you. But you are being all those things to you. You are not, you know telling him that if he wants a date with you, he has to do A, B, C, D, E, F. You don't need to say anything, you will just do it. Because that's who he is. And that's the thing. When you are in your feminine energy, you don't have to do anything. You don't need to tell a man how, I want this, I want that, I want, to be all these things that you need to do to have me in your life. You don't need to say all those things because you just observe how men are. Of course, you can tell your preferences, of course, but you're gonna just observe how a man is and just decide yes or no if it's is for you or if it's not for you. But no man has the obligation to treat you as a prize or put you on a pedestal or whatever. No man has that obligation to do that to you. And of course you have no obligation to go on a date with any man. It's very two different energies. So I just want you to be aware. Because and one thing that it's very important is that especially women who had bad past experiences with dating and relationships, and they were taken advantage, or they were abused, or there were men who mistreated them, and they go through this stage where they feel this sense of entitlement. It's important to not beat yourself up for feeling that. It's normal. It's important for you to acknowledge that that is a normal stage, that is a normal phase that you're going through. It is part of healing. It's part of your embodying your feminine energy. It's part of the healing process, because you have to be angry. You have to feel angry because of all the things you accepted before. But this is just a stage. This is just a certain time frame in your life that it's gonna pass. You're not gonna park there for the rest of your life. It's just a phase that you're gonna have to go through. But then it will come to a point where you will release the pain, you release the anger, and you release all that energy, all that stuck energy, and you just move on, and you will evolve into the next stage, which is in truly embodying your feminine energy. And you don't feel triggered anymore by how men treat you. You just simply observe their behavior, just say yes or no. And you don't feel like that sense of entitlement anymore. You don't need that validation that from men, that you also can be treated well, or you can have certain things, and you don't need that validation anymore. You just, because you embody your feminine energy and you embody your standards. That's basic what it is. If I have standards, for example, that I don't pay on dates, I want to be in my feminine energy, and I want a man who takes care of me, so I will embody that energy. I will embody that standard. So I don't need any sense of entitlement. That is my truth. That is my standard. And I just embody that in a natural and very calm way. And I will go out with men who have, that standard as well, with men who want to provide and want to protect in a natural way. Or if a man doesn't want to do that, I just don't accept a date, because we're not a match. We're not an energetic match. But I don't need any man to validate my standards or validate my energy, because those are mine. Right? And it's the same for everything else. The work that you want to do, or the business that you have, or the where do you live, where do you go, what you do every day, those are your standards. You don't need external validation on what to wear, on what to do, where to go, etc. those are your standards, and we embody them in a very natural way. So embodying your feminine energy is also a journey of discovering who you truly are, and what do you truly want, because everything in life it's available. There are all types of men in the world, so nothing is right or wrong. It's just you need to find out what is your right and just embody that in a very calm and soft way without needing any sense of entitlement. And because that's when we embody that energy, we embody those standards in a very grounded, very solid way, that's when the right people will appear, that's when the right men will appear, that's when the right opportunities, the universe will bring you naturally the right people into your life. But yeah, so but don't let that stage make you feel bad, because it's needed. Sometimes it's needed, we need to go through that. And don't let anyone else tells you that it's wrong to have that sense of entitlement, or that you're not you be scared because you're not going to attract the right man if you are in that energy, and etc. You need to get out that energy quickly. No, don't let anyone shame you or blame you for being in that energy, but just know that it's a stage. It's a stage, and it comes from your wound that maybe you weren't even aware that you had that wound before, but you have now. That's why you're angry. But it will eventually, you will move out of that and into a very grounded and very solid and soft and calm feminine energy. And that's when dating experiences will be pleasurable, and we will have fun, and you can be your radiant self and just just exude that radiance and that fun joy of life that the right man will like, and the right man will want you in their life. They will do everything to have you in their life in that amazing energy, but because they just adore you. That's it. And it's very simple in reality. It's just that if you want the right person to be in your life, you just have to be a match and attract that energy. Because if you want a man who is kind, who is empathic, who lives from his heart, you have to be that yourself. Yeah, but just realize that they are they are two different energies, and they attract very different types of men. And I'm saying this because there are women that I coach, and sometimes they say that I am embodying this feminine energy, but I keep attracting this type of men. I keep attracting, men who want to take advantage, men who are very feminine, etc., etc. Yeah, it's because you are in this stage. You are in this stage of entitlement, or you are in this stage of healing. Your wounds, etc. And just be aware. Just be aware of that, of what's happening. It's because awareness is everything, and this is a journey. So it's like one day you wake up and, oh, I'm in a feminine energy in my body. After so many years living in a masculine energy and from masculine traits of survival, this doesn't happen overnight. But having the awareness, it will make you happen faster, and it'll be more easier than if you didn't have the awareness. Basically. So I wish you a very good day. Bye.